Hello, welcome to Verblang. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we're going to be talking about recommendation letters or reference letters. In the off chance that you, as a second language English student, are ever called upon, if you have an occasion where you need to write a letter of reference or recommendation letter for a fellow employee or a subordinate employee, well, here you go. This is the class for you, or anyone who's interested in basic structure of a business letter. We're going to look at exactly how to do this, talk about things to include, basically what you need to do, and then if as time allows in the class, we'll try to write our own right here in class. Okay, let me say hello. Make sure you guys microphones are working. Hello, Hugo. Welcome to the class.
Hello, teacher.
Hi, Hugo. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm very full. I just had a huge dinner.
Oh,
I'm great. And hello, Daniel. Hey, Daniel.
Hello, teacher. Good afternoon.
Good evening. Yeah,
Yeah, I've
hey.
just eaten a huge lunch.
Did you? Yeah, it's dinner time. It was
Yeah,
dinner time for me. Late dinner, actually.
I need to have a nap.
Daniel,
Yeah,
I feel the same way. I made lasagna and salad and garlic bread, and it was really awesome. And I ate so much, I now feel like I need to fall asleep. Ah, yeah. But that is
don't
not to
worry.
be. Yeah, I've got to take care of business first.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. Welcome, Vu. Hello, Vu.
Good, good evening, teacher.
Good evening. Thank you. Hi, Vu. All right, guys, let's take a look at this. Now, it is common practice when you're trying to get a job, at least in Western countries or English-speaking countries. Of course, you need to do a cover letter, an introduction letter, and of course your CV, curriculum vitae, or also known as resume. I highly recommend getting letters of recommendation from former managers or maybe just coworkers even. Actually, any letters of recommendation that you can get from someone you worked with in really any capacity is fine, and they will definitely help you get a job. Now, you yourself may need to write a letter of recommendation, and who knows, if you have an employee or coworker who wants to get a job in an English-speaking country, maybe you'll have to write one of these. Now, it's pretty simple if you know how. Um, One thing this has come up before in some of my private tutoring classes. This uh, hel I've helped students do this. One thing, really, Google Translate does not work for this.
no, it's the best way.
No, it's not the best way. It's a horrible way. Um, Actually, funny story. I reviewed a letter of recommendation from a student who wrote it and then used Google Translate, and frankly, there was one sentence in there which actually came out pretty pretty dirty, pretty sexual. Not good. Not really something you want to include in a recommendation letter. So, yeah, if, before you just shoot that letter away using Google Translate, I highly suggest you get an English speaker to take a look at it. Just some advice. Um, okay, let's look at basic template. Let's look at the different elements that we need to include. All right. First of all, number one, salutation. Hugo, greetings and salutations. Do you know what a salutation is?
No, not really.
Well, when I say hello, hi, Hugo, welcome to the class. How are you
Okay.
today? That's a salutation, actually. It's just the formal word for salutation.
Okay.
All right, so when we write personal letters in English, we write Dear Dr. Smothers, Dear Miss Miller. Informal letter to your sister, your brother, of course. You know, you can write Dear Sis.
Greetings.
Yeah. Greetings. That's right. Exactly. Now, if you're writing a recommendation letter and the person that you're writing it for, I'm just going to refer to this person as Andrew. Okay. Let's say we're writing a letter for Andrew. All right. Andrew asks you to write him a recommendation letter, make him look good for his future, hopefully, future employees. You can always write to whom it may concern, not in quotes like here, but simply write to whom it may concern, and then write and then a colon. A colon is this thing here. Toot, the double dots. And that's fine. That's acceptable at any time. In fact, for a recommendation letter, it's really not even absolutely mandatory to include a salutation, although I would. And better yet, ask Andrew who is the person. He may know the person's name who's going to be reading this letter. If he does, then include that information. So you might want to ask the person you're writing a letter for, do you know who's getting this letter? Who should I, is there any specific person I should address this to? Always a nice touch. Hello, Ken. Welcome to the class.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm good, Ken. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
We're kind of reviewing how to write a letter of recommendation in English. Ken, question, in Japan, is that customary to apply for a job and include letters of recommendation?
Probably for some jobs and kind of, how can I say, if before I went to America as an exchange student, I need to have this kind of recommendation letter from the professor. Yeah, this kind of thing is common. I'm not sure for the jobs, maybe, but some job requires.
Okay, and thank you for reminding me. Yes, this is something that is required by American schools. I'm not sure about British schools or Australian schools, but Ken is absolutely correct. You need to include letters of recommendation from professors or yeah, that's absolutely true. Okay, one thing I've noticed, okay, before I continue, it was weird for me. I'm an American, and as an American, I would ask my manager, okay, I'm moving on to another company, could you write me a letter of recommendation? And then he would write it and give it to me in an envelope, and I could pass it on, and that's how it's done. However, having students in Taiwan, once in Japan, in Russia, that's not how it's done, and maybe not in your countries either, I'm not sure. Several students asked me to help them write the recommendation letter, and then they would give it to the manager, and the manager would just sign it. That's basically how it's done.
Lazy person.
Yeah, kind of lazy. Daniel, what's the case where you live? Is it?
In Spain, it's not usual to give letter can can type this letter.
Okay.
It's not usual.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Anyway, I found that to be very true. Many times the students were writing their own letters, and then somebody was just signing it. So there you go. If that's the case, okay.
I hope the boss read it. No,
Yeah, that
before signing.
good question. I have no idea. Maybe. I highly recommend this person, even though I am an idiot and totally unqualified. Right? Yeah, I hope so anyway. Okay, let's talk about this. All right, after the salutation, basically, your first paragraph explains how you're connected to the person. I was Andrew's manager for 6 years. I worked with him in operations. Okay, your relationship, the circumstances, how you know them, like what department. And basically, you're explaining what your relationship is, and then also important why you are qualified to write a recommendation. What is your authority? So you have to mention what you are. Okay, so you're, again, to recommend employment or graduate school, as Ken just pointed out. Okay, that's it. You're introducing yourself and your relationship, in other words. That's basically paragraph 1. All right, paragraph 2. All right, now you're going to talk about the person, our imaginary person, Andrew, for example. All right, we need to give some specific information on the person, including why they are qualified and what they can contribute, and maybe even why you're providing a reference letter. This paragraph 1 is clearly going to be, doesn't need to be that long. 2-3 sentences ought to cover it. Paragraph 3, it kind of depends, really. How long have you known the person? What different things have you seen them doing? What is the recommendation letter for? Is it a job? Is it for a graduate application? So paragraph 3 here could vary in length, definitely. Now, the temptation here is for people to write, oh, he works very well with others, and he's brilliant at adapting to change, and using kind of adjectives to explain qualities of the person. Well, that's all nice and wonderful that somebody wants to compliment you. However, it's much more helpful to the person reading the letter, the person who's going to hire the person, or invite them to come to their graduate school. It's much more helpful if you can give some specifics on this person's skills, or this person's, if it's a graduate, well, that's probably, most of you aren't going to worry about that, because it's usually a professor or a head of a department in university going to write that. But all right, talking about specifically, what have you seen this person do? That's a lot more valuable, a better recommendation letter, rather than just saying, he's a swell guy, he's very pleasant to be around. That's kind of, yeah, anybody can do that. It's not that impressive. All right, summary. Okay, this is the part where you might include a sentence like that, Oh, it's a pleasure to be around, and I really enjoyed working with him. Okay, something like that. You're going to really just state, I highly recommend this person for the position, or I recommend this student without reservation. Something like that really kind of needs to be said. It's got to be said. in black and white, as we say. It's you know, in black and white. It's there. It's written. Okay, it's official now. You actually have to say it. In black and white is an idiom to me. Okay, it's written. It's real now. In a business sense or whatever. So you do have to actually state that you recommend the person. And here's where you may include a flowery sentence or two about the character of the person. This is really where you should be doing that. All right. To conclude, here's something you really need to do. Provide more information and include some kind of contact. That's it. And you can just say you can contact me for more information, and then leave your contact information underneath your name. Obviously, part of the conclusion. Sincerely, which is fine, considered perfectly acceptable in any sort of formal letter. I prefer this one myself. Best regards or simply regards. That's just my personal preference. I think it's a little more professional. It doesn't matter. Sincerely is probably more common. Your name, and don't forget your title, who you are. All right. After that, you may have contact info down here. Email, whatever, email, phone, whatever you're comfortable giving, actually. And that's it. Super simple. To whom it may concern, introduce yourself and your connection, specifically information about the person, why they are qualified for a job, what they can do, what you've seen them do, or I guess if it's for a graduate student, you would talk about their performance in the classroom, not their performance at work, but basically that's it. And then general information. Don't forget to oh, that was this one. Okay. And then don't forget to actually state that you recommend the person, and conclude by saying that you're willing to provide more information, and include your contact information. That's it. All right. Let's look at a kind of a real one, written. Let's take one more look. Maybe quickly have you read this. It's 3 short paragraphs. By the way, no need to make a novel, all right? You're not writing a biography. Short, sweet, to the point. Do all the things you have to do. Get in, get out, get it over with. All right. Let's take a look at one here. To whom it may concern, Vu, can you read this for us, please?
Yes. I highly recommend Jane Doe as a candidate for employment. Jane was employed by company names as an administrative assistant from 2002 to 2005. Jane was responsible for office support, including word processing, scheduling appointments, and creating brochures, newsletters, and other office literature.
Okay. All right. Okay, very good. Just basically introducing what this person did. Okay, and you notice in our first template, the thing that's missing here is the I. It doesn't say what they were. Jane was employed by company name. This is where you would put I worked with Jane at company name as an administrative assistant, or I managed, or whatever your relationship with her. Really should be in this. All right, kind of missing from this example. Oh yeah, here's the la la la. Here's okay. Hugo, can you read this one?
Okay. Jen has excellent communication skills. In addition, she is extremely organized, reliable, and computer literate. Jane can work independently and is able to follow through to ensure that the job gets done. She is flexible and willing to work on any project that is assigned to her. Jane was quickly to volunteer assist in other areas of company operations as well.
Okay. All right. Lots of adjectives in here. Extremely organized, reliable, computer literate. Basically, what I was telling you, this person uses a lot of talking about the person's personality and character, but also talking about things they did at job, on the job, related to the job. Okay. It ensures the job gets done. Will work on any project. Quick to volunteer to assist in other areas. Okay, so all right, not extremely specific, but definitely talking about things that this person, good qualities this person brought to the workplace specifically, not so much talking about their nice personality as a person, but things that relate to work. Even the adjectives, organized, reliable, obviously computer literate, related to the workplace. Hugo, computer literate, do you know what that means? It's a common phrase. Business. Do you know literate?
Literate is I don't know.
Literate simply means you can read. So this is this is kind of a very specific business term. Together, computer literate means the person is able to read the computer. A person can use the computer in any kind of business functional way. All right, they know how to use it, their way around a computer, basically.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, and then one more paragraph, and that's it. Daniel, can you read this one?
Jane would be a tremendous asset for your company and has my highest recommendation. If you have any further questions with regard to her background or qualifications, please don't hesitate to call me.
All right.
Sincerely, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 John Smith.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, notice the elements I mentioned had to be there. You have to actually give the recommendation, and you basically have to tell them that you can be contacted. And that's basically it. It's simple, actually. All right, so this example letter didn't exactly follow the template that I showed you, but it has all the basic elements that I pointed out. I think, pretty much. Okay, now let's write our own. Okay, Ken, how do we start?
How can I start?
Yeah, how do we start?
Okay, to whom may it concern.
Of course, how you really want to start is you want to put the date.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is today? I have no idea.
7/8. Not 7. July 8th.
7/8. All right, it's 7/8. Ken, is it getting windy there where you are yet?
Not yet. Maybe Thursday. Typhoon.
Thursday. Okay.
Are gonna approach, so maybe tomorrow rainy and Thursday. But maybe typhoon didn't hit. Won't hit this area directly. maybe pass through the
Okay.
ocean. Yeah.
I hope, for your sake. I hope you're right. Okay. Also notice when I write to whom it may concern, please note that I capitalize all the words. Sometimes I gets capitalized, sometimes it does not. All right. This is perfectly normal. And no matter what you write, any letter, don't forget the colon, the double dot thing here. Dot. All right. Great. Salutation. And we're off and running. All right. How are we going to start here? Ken, what do you think?
Or maybe if you know the person you have to contact with, maybe person's name. But if you don't know the person, maybe who made concern.
We're gonna call him Andrew. Oh. You mean in the salutation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. You're right. If you know the person, then you might want to actually put the person's name. You're absolutely correct. Okay. Okay. And we're gonna imagine we're writing a letter for Andrew. All right, that's our imaginary person. I just made that up. Okay. How should I start out? Ken?
Me? Maybe I think it's a form. It has almost.
It does have almost a form.
Yeah. So in English.
Basically, just jump right in.
Okay.
Okay. I highly recommend.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, something like that. Andrew, for what?
Andrew for something.
for something.
For assistant.
Okay. Here's the thing. All right, that was a trick question, Ken. I'm sorry. I'm devious and evil. All right. Now, if somebody asks you to write a recommendation letter, you should ask them, is this for a specific position or is this just a general letter? Okay. Actually, I thought I was screen sharing this. I wasn't even screen sharing it. All right, I got the date here. To whom it may concern. I recommend Andrew for. Right, that was a trick question. Do I know administrative assistant, head software engineer? Okay, if I know exactly what position, then I can write it. Chances are, though, usually whenever I've had to write one of these, the person just says, "Can you write a recommendation letter in general for a job, any job?" So, how could I write that in general?
For the position of and company's name.
Okay. Okay. Position. Here you go. In your company, because you know what, Andrew may be using this same letter for 3 different companies. So, ABC company, DEF company, GHI company. Yeah.
So he can use same letter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Company. Yeah. Good idea.
That's right, and many people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So it could be for a very specific. Some people like to have a couple reference letters, recommendation letters that they can include and apply for many jobs. Some people don't ask for a recommendation letter until there's a job they really want. Okay, and then they're gonna know what the company is. So it depends. Obviously, if you're writing it for yourself and having your boss sign it, then you would know. Okay. Vu, where do we go from here? Okay, if you remember. Do you have any ideas?
I think I will follow your essay the simple.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Andrew
Mm-hmm.
was an excellent worker with in 3 years.
Okay, in 3 years. But we don't want to say in 3 years. Well, here, let me show you. In 3 years means 3 years from now.
For 3 years.
Thank you.
Teacher.
Good correction. Mm-hmm.
As a
Okay. As
technical
antelope farmer.
okay. Yes, from 2000 and
Oh, there we go. Now you got it. All right.
2010
Uh-huh.
to 2013.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Excellent. Andrew the antelope farmer. That has a ring to it. Okay. We don't have to use it, antelope
I have
farmer.
a question.
Sure.
Is necessary to say 2 times for 3 years and then from 2010 2013?
No, it certainly is not. It's a little bit redundant. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
if you hadn't mentioned it, I would have. Because try to avoid repeating yourself whenever possible in English. So we could simply just eliminate that first phrase from 2010 to 2013 as an antelope farmer. Okay, or for that matter, we could even get rid of worker and just say Andrew was an excellent antelope farmer from 2010 to 2013. And in general, okay, totally general rule of thumb, short to the point. Business letters are not supposed to be novels. They're not supposed to be entertaining. That's not their function. They have a function. So actually, Daniel has a very, very good point. Try to stay. Definitely don't repeat yourself there ever in any kind of business document, business letter, and just keep. It's business, so be very businesslike, straight to the point. No need to get personal or wordy or anything like that. Okay. Anything else we want to include here? Hugo. Yeah, Daniel. Go ahead.
It's a good worker feeding the antelope.
All right. Okay. Yes, we want to talk about. We want to at least express what Andrew's basic tasks were. Okay. All right. You're definitely on the right track.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay. We said Andrew at the beginning, and so maybe using Andrew again and again is good, or he?
Yeah, you're right. You should occasionally. Very good point, Ken. Thank you for bringing it up. You're 100% correct.
Okay.
Just for a little variation, it's a good idea to use pronouns once in a while. Of course, there's not a lot we can do. The whole letter's about Andrew, so we're going to really have to use Andrew, he, or maybe possessive his, and that's about all we have. Oh, unless we call him Mr. Leopold, we have Andrew's last name, perhaps. But yeah, Good point, though, Ken. You're absolutely right. Okay. Okay. All right. So basically, we're talking about what the person did. What was their responsibility, actually, briefly here. All right. He was in charge of the entire antelope herd. Okay. From morning feeding. Okay. Until evening rub down. Wow, okay. I'm sorry, I just had to do that. I really should let you guys be doing the work. I just couldn't help myself. All right, well, that's basically it. What is his area of responsibility? The one thing, again, we didn't include, just like our example, we didn't include Hugo. What did I forget here? Do you know what I forgot? Again, just like the example we looked at.
I think we need to add more detail. Why, for example, some word like the impressions they leave, Andrew leave.
Well, that's true. We do have to do that, Hugo, and that's going to come up in the next paragraph probably. This first paragraph, I need to introduce what I'm doing. I'm making a recommendation letter. All right. And also basically outlining when and what Andrew did. But the one thing missing here.
Okay. It's the reason why I recommend Andrew.
Well, yeah, and what is my relationship to Andrew? Okay.
Yeah.
I was I don't know. What could I be where I would be in charge of an antelope farmer? What do you think? Maybe the head zookeeper? At San Diego Zoo. Oh, yeah, awesome. No, better, I am. I am the head zookeeper at San Diego Zoo. And
I was fired from
for romantic relations with an aardvark. God. And have been for 20 years. There we go. All right. Now, okay, I'm playing around here, but okay, I want to give my position of authority, why I know if Andrew's doing a good job or not. It may happen that I'm just a coworker, but then I have to sort of maybe exaggerate the importance of my position a little. But okay, I can't lie. Your position is your position, but you can sort of embellish how important that is in the business. Okay, I've added this phrase have been for 20 years simply to show how good I am, what an authority I am on antelope farmers. Okay, it gives my recommendation more weight, more strength. All right, so far we're rocking. I mean, this is great. This is perfect. That's it. That's a great first paragraph. Now, Hugo, now we can talk about how Andrew was a great antelope farmer. What exactly did he do? What qualities did he use to do his antelope farming? What do you think, Hugo? What can we say?
Andrew was very skilled on Are antelopes healthy?
What?
Are
Like
yeah,
you said, antelope hairstyles. Is that what you said?
no healthy
No.
as
Health. Oh,
healthy
health. Oh, okay. Not
management.
hairstyles. All right.
Yes, sir.
At Antelope Health Management. That's good. That's really good. Okay. Oh, you're getting into the spirit of this now, Hugo. Right. Um, that's very good. Okay. Points directly related to the job. Um, good job, Hugo. All right, Daniel, can you think of let's see if we can all think of one.
Yes,
Daniel, can you think of skills related to antelope
yeah,
management?
yeah. He
Great.
has he has higher communication antelope skills.
Higher or high?
Uh,
High.
highest.
Oh, highest. Oh, we're going to go with the superlative, are we? All right. He has. Okay, if you're going to use superlative in English, Daniel, let me tell you that you're going to need the. You need the article the. All right. All right. I like this. He has the highest communication. And did you say and therapy?
Antelope skill. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, terrific. Um, mm, yeah, that's great. All right, antelope therapy. You know those.
Psychologist animal.
Wow, you know they're nervous. Having to run away from lions and tigers all day.
Yeah.
You know they're high strung.
It's a hard
Uh,
life.
it is. I've never met an antelope that wasn't skittish and nervous. All
Always
tense.
awake.
Yeah, always awake, sleeping on their feet, sleeping standing up.
Yeah.
Dramatic. Too true. Too true. Ken, can you think of any other valuable skills that can be illustrated by an antelope farmer?
Uh, his great connection with antelope, with the antelope. I'm not sure. With the antelopes. Uh, uh,
Antelopes, yeah, in this case.
uh, uh, make them happy.
Make them happy.
Yeah.
Okay. His great connection with the animals make them happy.
Make or making?
Make, definitely not making. Making, we would need his great connection with the antelopes make them happy. Connection with the antelopes
Happy.
makes them happy.
Yeah, connection is singular.
Yeah, okay. His great connection with the antelopes make them happy. Yeah, I don't need makes.
Okay.
And his great connection with the antelope. His connection makes them happy. His connection make. Oh yeah, I do need makes. That's right. Connection is singular. You're right, Ken. You're right.
Okay.
Okay. Makes them happy. Well, okay. I guess happy antelope is a good. All right, it's very important in his field, I suppose. You're absolutely correct. All right. All right, Vu. Any other related skills, abilities? Can you use any other? Think about things like reliability, organization, flexible. Things that are good qualities. What you're thinking about here, qualities that are good to have at work: organized, reliable, flexible, work independently. Things like that.
Yes. Um, he he has uh, a good management skill.
Okay, he is excellent. Okay, we want to stay away from nice, good, kind of, blah adjectives. Uh, all right, Andrew has excellent antelope management skill. Have we already said that though? No, I guess not. We said health management.
Yeah.
So what kind of management? I
Organized.
don't know.
Organized, teacher.
Okay.
Organization.
All right. Let me introduce it. Organizational. A different adjective has excellent organizational. Let's give him another adjective. What else can we say? Organizational and
he has control 1,000 antelopes in a day.
okay. And he has trained 1,000 antelopes to dance. Okay. Traditional African antelope dances.
Maybe he's a talent.
Antelope dances. Okay. That's terrific. I don't know about you guys, but I am hiring this guy to watch my antelopes at the soonest possible time. Okay, that's the basic idea. In the middle, that's all you're doing, relating his qualities to his job. That's it. All right, overall, that's the idea. We're playing around and having fun, but basically, you guys got the idea. All right, last paragraph. This is the part where we have some mandatory, boring stuff we have to do. All right. Hugo, do you remember what any of that boring stuff is we have to do in the last paragraph?
The last one, the last, or the third?
Yeah, before we can close. What do we have
You
to do?
mean the summary?
Yeah.
The summary part?
Right.
Okay.
Well, we kind of have two obligations.
Given given that you have 500 wolves in your lagoon.
Okay. All right. We can cease and desist with Andrew's antelope skills. We've taken care of that. Okay, hang on, Hugo. I want to finish up. What are the last two things I still have to do? Well, there's three things really, but two things I have to do to finish my letter here. There's two things left. Does anybody remember? Not just Hugo, but anybody else? Maybe nobody remembers.
Contact.
Yeah.
Contact kind of number or call number or address or email address.
I have to say something like, please feel free to contact me, and also I have to. This is very important. It's like really not officially a recommendation letter, and okay. Here in the beginning, I highly recommend Andrew. I guess I've actually already done that. But it's normal in the last paragraph to do it again, and you might do it just the same way you would summarize any other business letter, academic essay. To summarize, okay, all right, something like this. Hugo, to summarize, I think. What do you think?
I think Andrew was perfectly fit the new job on something.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Perfect. Could you say that whole thing again?
Yeah, I think Andrew was perfectly fit the position.
Ah, okay. I think Andrew will perfectly fit. Fit the position. Okay, now that's better. Okay, that's excellent. To summarize, I think Andrew will perfectly fit the position. Okay. Maybe I might add open in your company, in your game park. Yes. Okay. Now I'm just imagining that Andrew has told me he's going to work in a game park. I don't know, in Zimbabwe. I have no idea. Okay, the position, the open, fit the position open in your company, or the open position in your company. Actually, these words can be transposed. Okay. Another flowery phrase that's often used here. I think Andrew would be an excellent asset to your company. Company, business, firm, whatever. I kind of like this one when I write my own, when I write, not my own, but when I write reference letters for others. I think it sounds nice. Okay. What else? All right, Ken, you mentioned you have to say that you can be contacted. Any suggestions?
Please feel free to
Okay.
contact me at blah blah address. At or address below or something.
At the bottom. Okay, feel free to contact me okay, you could give a number.
Mhm.
You know, 111-555-1212. For more information, okay. Okay, or I hate giving out my phone number myself personally, so I usually write, please feel free to contact me. If you don't like to give out your phone number, this is perfectly acceptable to do in business, by the way. Contact me via email at, and then I do something like this so that they know, ddd at ggg.com. Something like that. And I separate it with a hyphen so they don't confuse it with letters of that email address. I don't like to give out my phone number, and at least for most Westerners I've been in contact with, that's perfectly okay. If we go on to bigger and better business, then fine, I'll exchange phone numbers. But it's something like this is just a reference letter. You don't really know me. You're not really doing business with me. It's highly unlikely you would actually contact me, so I'm not going to give you my phone number. Right? It's perfectly okay. And
So,
then, yes?
Can I put the email address instead of that telephone number?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Okay.
I don't want to give my phone number. You know, if it's a business contact and we're going to go on and make a deal and I'm going to make money from that person, sure, I'll give them my phone number. But a reference letter like this, no. Actually, yeah, I just don't like to give out my phone number. Okay, Daniel, how do we finish this thing up? Of course. Daniel, are you still there?
My best regards.
My best regards. Oh, very nice. Notice the same kind of weirdness with the top here. I capitalize all the letters. Same thing happens in your closing. Closing, whatever you call that. What is that called? It's part of your conclusion. Okay. My best regards. Okay. What happened to it? Oh. My best regards, and then of course your name.
Perico Los Palotes.
Right. Walter Jumpy. And then your position, head zookeeper. All right, and where? Like that. San Diego Zoo. Okay, so this is important. Okay, like that. And then any more contact information. Okay, that's it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You should write the date down. It's actually it's kind of important because it protects you. Because if the person uses your letter 15 years after you write it, and there's no date, and since then the person has gone on to be a world famous axe murderer, rapist, and credit card thief, you're not going to want to have your name on this recommendation, of course. So it's a good idea to put a date on there to make sure that the person, it's understood that you recommended this person a short while ago, not 10 years ago. Okay. Any last questions about recommendation letters?
No.
Writing them? And, okay. Well, that's good because that's about all the time I have. Thank you guys very much. You've been very helpful in composing our letter tonight. And I hope I see you guys again soon.
Thank you,
very
teacher.
much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye for
Bye.
now.